Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. On this channel, I bring you all the varieties of mathematics, including a lot of proofs. So in this part, we'll try to prove that or to verify that 1 minus cos squared theta over sec squared theta minus 1 is equal to 1 minus sine squared theta. So the idea is to ask yourself, where do I begin and how and where do I want to go. So what we want to prove is supposed to be in terms of sine squared, and what we have here is cosine and including sec. So we need to first recall that, okay, 1 over cos of theta is what we define as sec theta. Also, we need to recall that the first fundamental identity of trigonometry is the sine squared theta plus cos squared theta equals 1. From this, we derive most of the trigonometric identities. So, having this, I can quickly try to substitute into whatever I want. And the idea is to just remove all the cosines and make sure that I'm coming to sine. Okay, so I'm going to go up there, and so you can see that also from here cos squared theta is the same as 1 minus sine of squared of theta. All right, and so which means that I can substitute for cos squared theta, or I can just take sine the other side, and then or take cosine the other side. Yeah, it's much easier to take. You realize that it's much easier when you take cosine the other side. It will quickly reduce to just sine. So from here you can see that sine theta is the same as 1 over 1 minus cos squared theta, which is the numerator we have here. So just keep this one aside, and then now we try to work around the denominator. And so this is going to give me 1 cos squared of theta over sec squared theta minus 1. This is equal to the upper part is sine squared of theta, and then the lower part I would use a difference of two squares, or I would use a substitution of tan squared. But then let's just try to keep it in terms of sine and cos. And so this is going to be 1 over cos squared of theta minus 1. So which you can simplify to sine squared theta over, this is going to be 1 minus cos of squared of theta, everything over cos squared of theta. If we make this the subject, if we put it on the same denominator, so that gives us the lower part. Now, how do we get from here? So we know in the numerator we have this, and then we also have this upper part being equal to 1 minus cos squared is the same as sine squared of theta, and then over cos of squared of theta. So let's try to simplify that in just a few seconds. So this is going to be equal to sine squared of theta divided by sine squared of theta over cos squared of theta, and we are going to change this to multiplication, and so we have a reverse of this, or the reciprocal, and so this is going to be equal to sine squared of theta times cos squared of theta, everything over sine squared of theta. And so you can see that this goes with that, and then we have cos of squared of theta. But again, this is the same as when we go back in our identity, we can see that cos squared theta is equal to 1 minus sine squared theta, and so this is the same as 1 minus sine squared of theta as needed.